This video is going to have a look at what makes a good fuel. There are 4 key things that make a good fuel. The first one of those is ease of ignition. Nice and simply, you want a fuel that is going to light easily. So something like butane, which is a fuel, or fuel oil, which doesn't light easily, isn't the best fuel to use. Something that does, like a gas, like methane, that is a good fuel that burns easily. The second of the 4 is energy value. This is probably the hardest one to get your head around. Basically, you're looking at the highest amount of energy in joules given out for the least amount of fuel. So for example, if I've got 3 different fuels here, one of them that by using 1 gram gives you 87 degrees temperature rise. Here we've got one that uses up 7 grams to give you 90 degrees. And here we've got one that uses up 3 grams to give you 50 degrees. Well, the highest temperature rise is this one here. So you might think that's one of the best fuels. However, it uses up 7 times as much as this fuel. Therefore, we say that this is a bad fuel because you need 7 grams to give you that 90 degree rise. This one gives you an okay rise, but uses up quite a lot of fuel. So we'd say that this one here is the best fuel because it's only used up 1 gram and it's given us a very high temperature rise. The way to work that out is you take the temperature and you divide it by the mass used. And the one that's the highest is the best energy value. So here, 87 divided by 1 is 87. And the unit for that would be degrees per gram. This one here would be 90 divided by 7. Which would give you an energy rise of 12.8 degrees C per gram. And this one here would be 50 divided by 3. Which would give you 16.7 degrees C per gram. So we'd say the one with the highest temperature rise per gram is this one. The third of the 4 values that you want is a clean fuel. What you don't want is a load of ash and smoke. So this one here, where there's not enough oxygen and you've got incomplete combustion, you've got soot being given off. And that's going to make, if it's in a house, it's going to make your boiler dirty. If it's in an experiment, it's going to make all the apparatus dirty. You don't want that smog, that smoke being given off into the atmosphere. So you look for one that's got a clean flame that doesn't give off any ash or any smoke. And finally, storage and transport. Gases are difficult because they have to be stored in special canisters. They have to be compressed, so that takes a lot of money and you need a lot of materials to compress that so it can be carried safely. Your solids like coal needs to be kept dry, therefore they've got to be protected, and they don't flow, so you can't put them in a pipe. So the one that you'd be looking for would be a liquid because they're easier to transport, which they need to be safe, and they can flow through pipes easily. So the key is they've got to be safe enough to transport, and liquid is the safest. So in summary, a good fuel is easy to ignite, gives you lots of energy for a small amount of mass used up, doesn't give off ash and smoke, and is easy to store and transport.